Hello, hello, it's Kim Carallo. Shut the Front Door Too. We are a wreath door hanger vintage gift store out of Lexington, Kentucky. Our handmade side of our business, which is our wreaths and door hangers and flower arrangements, hardly ever make it onto the videos. Even though we do ship, part of that reason is that they usually just don't last that long. So, but I never want to not shout that out because that is really the backbone of our business and kind of how we got started as a sister team. So when I say we, my sister and I do this together. But vintage is what we usually show you, the things that we picked up that we put in our booth spaces, and today is no exception. We found some really good things we're excited to show you, but first I want to shout out this beauty. This cabinet is freestanding. It might be mahogany. I'm not exactly sure. It is not something I feel comfortable shipping because of the glass and the size. So I apologize for that. This will go into the booth space, but it also will hang, and it has two shelves. It's a great display case for all of the treasures that people like to collect. Last week, I was so proud of myself. I thought, that's too big to show. And oftentimes the things that we pick up that are too big to show, I just don't show. But that, I was so proud. I had it on my sofa table. And then when I started my video, I was like, oh, it's turned around. So I was showing you the backside. So that's why I left it there for this week, so that I could turn her around, because I thought she deserved a moment, her very own moment in the video. But let's get started with things that are shippable. Just reach out if you see something that you love. And if it's not available, I'll let you know. And yeah, let's get started with this beautiful piece of art glass that isn't signed. Sometimes I just wonder why people don't put their signature on it. If I could make this, I'd probably put my signature across the front. Look at the beautiful colorway, the swirl, the beautiful clear smooth bottom, which is a sign of really well-made glass. I like it a lot. I thought it would be great to use just the weight of it, just sort of as, a paperweight even, but it's big enough that it could be a small vase. You would just have to cut your stems short. I love a picture frame, and picture frames are starting to really be popular. And that makes me really happy, because that means people are actually printing pictures off again and not just keeping them stored on their phone like I do. And this one was so fun. I don't know how old it is. I mean, it looks old. The metal is actually brass. It looks like it might be 70s, but they may still make things like this. I'm just not sure. Things like this I pick up all the time, boxes and bowls and different things where the brass and the glass are made. I've just never seen a picture frame, so I was excited to find this one. It opens like this. This is glass and this is glass, and then it holds your picture. It could also be, if you had a small piece of art, you could put a small piece of art in there, and it could be, even like a floater, like you would put. Let's just use my business card. You could put something in and just have it floating. I think that would look kind of fun as well. Okay, guys, my shoulder, I have done something to it. And I know how I originally hurt it, but all of that was healed, and I've somehow re-injured it. And for whatever reason, the way I sit to do my videos causes it to really hurt. It makes no sense to me, because I can sit down in a chair, I guess, where I'm sitting on the edge. So if you see me moving it and if I seem a little awkward, that is the reason why. I'm hurting right now. So anyway, I don't pass up a tray. I like them a lot for decorative purposes, but they also have a purpose in serving. This is so pretty, this brass tray, the detail on it. It would look great as a backdrop, and then build your vignette on a shelving unit in front of it. I have fallen in love with silver plate again. I've never probably ever really not loved it, but I've just kind of fallen in love, and I love this sweet tray. I have found similar things like this You don't see a lot of round trays. I don't pass them up, but about a month ago, maybe, I found one really similar. I think it was a little bit more tarnished, and it sold right away. So when I saw this one, I knew that it would be something that I should pick up because it's a good size for all of the things. Let's see here. Let me go on this side. I put some of my heavier things on this side, this is my shoulder that's hurting. Just doesn't make sense, does it? Doesn't make sense at all. But let me show you this guy. I don't think this one's particularly old, this Dole Bowl, but I think it's really fun size, and it's not huge. And I liked the colorway. I thought the colorway was pretty cool. So I went ahead and picked it up. They're just fun decorating elements that you can use on a dining table. You can use it on a sofa table. You could actually probably use something like that on a shelving unit if your shelving unit is pretty large. Now, this is another thing that I didn't pick up this shopping trip, but it didn't get shown in the video, and it's this silver plated trophy. These are things that you just don't find that often, and I was excited to find it. I haven't decided yet if it's gonna stay with me. I have only found probably 3 in the entire time that I've been thrifting, and I have sold the other 2, and the last one that sold, quite literally, I said, if that is there, when I go back to stock, I'm gonna bring it home, and it was gone. So this one I may hold on to. I'm just not sure. I just think the size of it is great. I just think that the patina on it is great. But the reason why I'm showing is because even if I keep things, oftentimes if someone reaches out, I go ahead and let it go. Also, oftentimes, things that I keep, I get rid of something else. And so I show it, and then when I show it again, if I do keep it, I'll say I'm rehoming this so that everybody else can have a chance to love it too. Found a couple of pieces of crewel art. This one wasn't framed, but I liked the birds. I liked the colorway. I've never framed crewel art. I pick needlepoint things like this up, just the work. And I've only ever used them to cover like little footstools and benches and things like that. This one is definitely not a shape that you could probably do that with. It's something that probably needs to be framed. I do not need a project, but I couldn't leave it. I just thought it was so cute. And the workmanship, I mean, the work that it takes to do stuff like that, I really just can't even imagine. This little jewelry box caddy was so fun. It has a little jewelry box on the top here. It has the drawer here. That orange felt probably screams a little 70s to me. So I would definitely think that maybe, that is the time frame that this was made. I thought it was just a great size, a fun size, but jewelry boxes are also something that people really like. And I guess it's because, jewelry, regardless, everything goes, in and out of style, should we say, but jewelry stays. It's just that sometimes gold is more popular, or silver is more popular, or handmade beaded types of things are more popular. I also found a couple of framed needlework or crewel art pieces, and I was happy to find these as well. Now these are framed. The frame is just plastic, but I don't think that matters. I think they're framed cute enough that whoever wants this will think that the frames are okay. If not, they can pop them out and reframe them. I will leave them as they are, mainly because I've never framed crewel art before, and I'm not sure I even know how. So another Paul Sawyer. This one's a little bit bigger in size, and I was gonna say I think that's the Capitol in Frankfort, Kentucky. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know all of his art, and a lot of times it'll have information on the back. This one did not, but I do like the navy frame, and I found one last week that was navy, and I found two last week, and one of them has already sold, so I'm not sure which one it was, but those could be paired together and styled together, and I think that would look really, really good. Look at this beautiful piece of art. This has the most beautiful frame, the detail on it, the bunnies. I absolutely love it. I was going to keep this too. I put it in my kitchen, but it just wasn't the right, it wasn't the right look for my kitchen. So I am going to go ahead and let that beautiful piece of art go. The frame is amazing, really. Another wood tray. I think this is the third one that I picked up this week. I'm looking, I think I showed you the other two. This one is really nice. I love the wood. I love the brass detail. I love the handles, and other than needing to be dusted off, there are no condition issues, and it is ready to go. Oh, I love this little guy. I only found the teapot. I have found little teapots before, and they're great. You can open them up and use them as vessels to put flowers in, but you could also just use this like this. And you could put sugar packets in it. You could also use this just as decor. I think in a kitchen would look really cute. And I don't find the small pieces like that very often, but I would think that was originally a creamer and not a teapot, although it looks like a teapot. It could be a single serve teapot, I suppose. A piece of pottery that has the most amazing colorway. I love the navy, the blue, the green with a little touch of pink on that gray background. Really lovely piece. And the perfect size for me. I think it's the perfect size for flowers. I have found that if I like all types of vases, but when I actually want to use them as a vase, I find for me it's easier when they have the smaller mouth at the top. I'm curious as to those of you that use vases for flower arranging, if you think the same. Just a mug, and I'll say just a mug. It's got a great colorway. It has the sweetest handle on it. And this is the second one that I have found made almost exactly like this. So it was at the same place. So I'm wondering if they just didn't get put out at the same time, but I don't know how that works because it would have been at least a few weeks in time. So I don't know. A gold frame, because I'm never going to pass these up. They're perfect for art, to put art in. They're also perfect to put photographs in and use them for their intended purpose. And the gold frame is just stunningly beautiful. Okay, guys, let me see here. Look at that cute little pot. A great size for an indoor plant, but you could also on your porch do an outdoor plant. I also found this wood stand. And I have one of these that it's made probably almost exactly the same. I think mine is a little lighter in color, the wood. And I have an orb, carpet ball, a blue and white ball, whatever you want to call them on mine. But I also think that it would hold a small pot like this beautifully. So those are some ideas of how you would use a stand like this. And I should have gotten the orb to show you what an orb would look like on it. This is actually raku fired. It's dark on the bottom. It's a beautiful picture. It has a good weight to it, but it has a neutral color. Of course, you're going to hear me say you can use this to put flowers in, and with it being the spring, I'm thinking like, you know, those big peonies or however you say it. Never going to leave a good basket behind, and that is this. Just like I didn't leave this beautiful picnic basket behind. It is the perfect size. I would use this as decor. It's flat on the top, so you could actually, you know, make a vignette or do a vignette on the top. I have been so lucky lately with baskets, and I thought yesterday I was going to be really, really lucky, but the price points were too much for me. But they were full retail, which they should be, but I couldn't get them to flip. But this is probably the 4th picnic basket that I have found probably within the last 3 weeks, and that doesn't always happen. So I was really excited to find another one, and really excited also when they're flat on the top, because you can use them as risers to decorate on. So happy for that guy. I found a Moses basket, and I told you about it, but it was huge. And I also said, I'll get a photograph of that, and I didn't. And it's gone. But I found another basket. It's not a Moses basket, but it's beautiful. And it's in almost the same colorway that the other one was. The other one was chippy. This one isn't, but it's a really nice basket. Really good size. I can envision this, well, I can envision this in a lot of ways. On top of a cabinet, just showing off the basket. I can also see this on a hearth with a blanket in it, or beside a chair with a blanket in it. But my favorite way to envision this is to have 2 pots of flowers, maybe some geraniums in the summer and maybe some mums in the fall on a porch. And I just think that would be a showstopper. Guys, talking about showstopper, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you this. I found 2 of these. They are amazing. They are handmade. One of them does have a condition issue. This one is not, this one is good. The other one has a repair on its beak. They were sold as a set, so I couldn't leave it behind. I don't think it will matter. I will probably do the same thing and pass them on as a set. Amazing workmanship. This is so heavy right now that I'm thinking, okay, I've got my workout here for maybe a month. That's how heavy it is, but so beautiful. And I was so happy to have found those. I'm also gonna tell you, unfortunately, I don't think I could ship those. The weight is beyond you know, heavy, beyond heavy. Would make it so expensive. Look at this cutie. I pick up figurines rarely, and I know some of you all might think, you know, I show figurines quite a bit, but when they're dogs and cats, people love them, and I can see why, because look at me being proactive and having books. On a stack of books, so cute on a shelving unit. And you know, you can just be a dog lover. I don't know what kind of dog this is. If you guys know, just let me know in the comments. Do you know what this is? It's a berry bowl. And when I first started thrifting, I wouldn't say I see these often. I have seen them from time to time, and I always thought, wow, it's so cute, but it's so tiny. You know, how could you use that unless you were just using it for decor purposes? Well, it's for berries, and that is the reason why it's small. And I've never seen one with the underplate. I was super excited to find this. It has some hand painting on the inside. It is signed, and it is fabulous. You know, You hear me say a lot that I am really attracted to handmade things, and most of the reason why is the craftsmanship. When you do things, make things from hand, you know, painting, crewel art, needlework, pottery, you know, in our case, it's wreaths and door hangers and arrangements. It's the time. And it's not just the time, it's the thought that goes into that product before it's even, you know, being designed. And it has given me a whole new appreciation for handmade art. Found some blue and white, found a beautiful vase, but guess what? It broke before I even got it home. And the sad thing is it rolled a little bit in the back of my car, and I thought I should pull over and grab that. Didn't do it, right? Didn't do it. It didn't move, and I thought, okay, I'll be okay. And I drove, you know, really carefully, and I turned into my driveway and it rolled. And when it rolled, I said to myself, it cracked. It didn't just crack, it crumbled. And I told a thrifting friend of mine, I was sad about it because it was so pretty, blue and white. But the thing that really made me sad the most is having to clean up the breakage in my car. I found this blue and white piece that is an ashtray. It probably had a felt piece on the bottom at one time. I probably will sell it as is and not refelt it. I will leave that up to the next person who owns it, and I might be able to chip away some of that old glue, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. It's an ashtray, but it's also the perfect size for a trinket dish. It could be on an easel. It could catch your keys, your jewelry, you know, all the things, on a stack of books. So many really great uses. And I also found a few blue and white plates. These are perfect for plate walls. So you could do your, you know, a bigger plate, and then you could do the smaller plates around it. I have seen so many people on Pinterest and TikTok show off their plate walls, and they are so stunningly beautiful. And I love how people mix and match colors and patterns, and they think outside the boxes. So that has also helped me look for things that are not just blue and white, you know, like, you know, cabbageware and, you know, things with color and things that, you know, you can just, with flowers, so many beautiful things. This is a piece of small pigeon forge pottery. It's the colorway. It has a purpley blue color to it. It's obviously signed on the bottom. Usually it has my big tag on it. It usually is always signed, and I don't leave it behind because people really do love it, especially when it's in colors besides your brown tones. And there's nothing wrong with the brown tones, but the colorways when they have, you know, the blues, and that's bluish purple, but it's really stunning. And of course, another piece of silver plate that's a shell dish, and won't ever leave these behind. Great to hold trinkets, great to hold soaps, great to hold, you can even roll up hand towels in a bathroom. The purpose or the uses for this, there are so many. Guys, that's it. That's all we have for you today. We hope, I'm kind of feeling around just to make sure, we hope that you have the very, very best day, and we'll talk to you really soon.